Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Abrazo Football Podcast. Brooks, my friend, how are you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Eh, I'm good, man. It's a blizzard over here in Salt Lake City. First snow of the year, first
Oh,
snow of the season. What's going on in Barca?
it took till January 7th to get the first snow of the winter?
The first snow of the winter.
Jeez.
I mean, there might have been like a few like flurries here and there, but like nothing, like you would have never had to shovel your driveway. Now you have to shovel.
That's why we
It's
haven't
been
been seeing
snowing
those
pretty much all weekend.
videos of Blaine falling in his driveway this winter
Yeah.
yet. Shoveling
Oh,
the sidewalk. The
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture. This is funny. So yesterday, um, so I think it snowed Friday night. Yeah, because we went to our friend's house and we just Ubered because I couldn't be bothered to drive in the
hmm
snow. And then it didn't snow Saturday morning. So I go to my parents' house and apparently they hadn't left the house since Friday night. So their driveway, it's like on a hill and it was covered in snow. So I just pull up in there. I got a couple of packages. Nike won't deliver packages to the apartment complex we live in, so I have to send them to my parents' house or Kaylee's parents' house and then get them whenever we're there. So this time I sent them to my parents' house. And so I like just drive up the driveway, run in the house. I'm like, both parents are sleeping. So I'm like, I'm not going to wake up. I'm just going to find my stuff and get the heck out of here. My car alarm goes off. I turn it off on my phone, run downstairs, look out the window. My car has slid into the street. Like their old driveway was like ice. My car was sideways in the street. I was like, all right, whatever. Grab my stuff, just hop in the car and drive off. But I
Everything
did
was
take
okay
a
with the
picture. I'll
car?
send it to you. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No one hit it. It was like 7 in the morning. So like literally I was the only car on the road and the interstate. So, you know, in the middle of the day, or like someone could have like been walking by and like here comes a Model Y, just slides and like knocks a kid out on their bike. I guess no one's riding their bicycle in the middle of January, but still, the point remains. It was funny, and I was like, all right, that's nuts.
Yeah, I gotta see
I
this.
thought about shoveling their driveway, but I was like, nah, that's too much. Actually, I can send it to you right now while we're talking.
That's
But
funny.
anyway, how's Barcelona? What's Barcelona like right now?
I mean, I was running in just a t-shirt last week, but now it's cold. It's got cold the last couple of days. It's like I think it was like 9 degrees Celsius. So, but it's gonna get back up to 15. So it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. It's a heaven.
It's a beautiful thing,
Yeah, it's great.
man. Well, I suppose we ought to dive straight into the football. So I feel like last week we intended to talk about the Czech, right?
Yeah.
Nike and their ever diminishing presence in the football world. And you had told me something off camera that I thought was really interesting. You said something about the financials of Nike or like
Yeah.
where the company's headed. Do you mind speaking on that again to remind us what's going on, and then maybe we can have a conversation of like what's the future of Nike based off of your information and then like other headlines and just like what I've observed, what you've
Yeah.
observed in the industry.
Yeah. So I mean, this all stemmed back when I just randomly saw this article that Nike's no longer going to make Portugal's jerseys for soccer.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge one. Obviously Ronaldo's coming to an end, but I never would have thought to see this soon that like Nike's pulling out of making Portugal's jerseys. It's going to go to Puma, who is not the first time that Puma scooped up an old Nike contract. That being said, Nike's also pulling out, which you knew about this too. Like Nike's pulling out of making the ball for the Premier League, which is I never thought I'd
Also,
see the day.
Puma's making RB Leipzig's kits next season too.
Puma scooping up.
But the soccer balls is nuts though. The
The soccer
soccer, like
balls is crazy.
if there's one contract, you keep the soccer ball.
It's like been
Keep
almost
the
20
soccer.
years that they've been making them for
Yeah.
Wimbledon,
Yeah.
or maybe it has been more than 20 years. 96. Yeah, it's been more
I
than
feel
20
like
years. It's been
I
over
just
20 years.
I just yeah, I just know Nike has made the Premier League ball for what seems like the majority of my
Yeah,
life.
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's super sad. So obviously we have a friend who is a executive at Nike, well, now former executive at Nike, and I just brought this up. I was like, yo, like Nike's trying to save 2 billion, so they're pulling out of like a lot of these big soccer deals. He's like, Nike's been trying to like save money or cut costs for a couple of years now. Um and this is like part of that plan, but they started with like cutting people and getting rid of people and making redundancies or whatever, which some of that worked, but what was really was bad for Nike was the lack of innovation. People were like, oh, we need a hot shoe, we need something fire to come out for like this fall season, blah 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 blah. And to him, every answer to everyone from everyone when they would ask about like, hey, we need this really cool shoe, was like, oh, just make it an Air Force One and let's do a different color. And it's
Yeah.
like it's like all they do is Air Force Ones, Jordan ones, and like it's just like a few shoes. They just keep recycling and recycling and recycling. And it's been like that for a while. Um,
Can I say something about
yeah,
that real
yeah,
quick?
yeah,
So obviously we're both huge Nike
yeah, huge.
fans, and I feel like I mean, obviously that is what they do. The same shoes come out different colors, but like it's like if I didn't get it this year, I know in about 3, 4 years I'll be able to get it, and they're gonna like add some new colors or like some new textures to like try to bring it back to life. But the innovation, which to be honest with you, like I've worn the same outfit since I was 12 years old. So like that doesn't bother me, but I understand as a company why like a lack of innovation. Like I feel like the
Especially the
last shoe that
sector you're
Nike made
in.
that, huh?
Especially in the sector they're in.
Yeah, like I feel like the last shoe that they came out with that people cared about, I think it was like the Air Max 270. Like that shoe, it had like the big air bubble on the heel, and
Yeah,
it's like looks really aerodynamic and like
yeah,
literally like parents wear them, kid. Like
yeah,
it's just like it's like the Roche or the Nike
yeah,
Roche or Roche, some people call it. Like they make like this, but it's like that can only get you so far.
yeah.
Like other people are like Adidas, which for better for worse. Okay, just keep going. Just other people are innovating or like trying things and like actually like giving people a reason to want to try their shoes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and so to your point, like the 270, yeah, I would even say maybe even for me it was even before that, it was the Vapor Max, because essentially the 270 is just another heel unit sole shoe, whereas the
Yeah,
Vapor Max was like the
yeah.
whole thing was a an air unit rather. Um, but anyway, so his point was like, look, like when you get outperformed by Puma, I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, Puma outperformed Nike in like, and so I'm looking up these numbers, and essentially, yeah, like according to Reuters, Puma was basically above above Nike the whole of 2023. Except, I mean, there were a couple months where like I think like April, May, Nike was on top a bit, but like kind of Puma had crushed them the whole of 2023. Adidas even more so. Oddly, Lululemon is doing the same, but
Gee.
so he was like, yeah, they had to make some changes. Like, there's just like, a lot of us are leaving. Um, and so it's interesting because to your point of like innovation, a lot of what they do is like, let's look at the soccer industry because that's obviously like what we are super passionate about. There's really like they added a zoom unit to the Vapor, to the
Oh
Mercurials.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, and like, come on, like, and all they
Yeah.
do now is like mess with new uppers. Like they keep adding an Air Max upper or a tuned Air upper or like whatever. Like it's just, so yeah, to your point, it's like
Yeah.
not really a ton of innovation. It's more like, how can we make this recycle what we've done in the past, um, to sell another
Which
pair?
yeah, I have a question I'm gonna show, but to pair it, so I feel like with Nike, like so like they have like the Tiempo, right? The Mercurial, and then there's always like some sort of control boot, like
Yeah,
the Phantoms or the CTRs
yeah,
or I guess T90.
yeah,
But like what Adidas does is like they have like a bunch of different boots, and they'll be like, okay, like for these 4 years we're gonna make these four boots. Then they're gonna
yeah,
switch to these ones, and they're gonna go back to those ones.
yeah,
So I feel like there's more variety, which like at the end of the day, like they're all kind of doing the same thing. But
yeah,
as a consumer, it's like, okay, dude, I bought the Mercurial 12s. I don't really see a difference between the 12 and the 13 or the 14, just like obviously like different colorways.
yeah,
But like if you're Adidas, it's like, okay, I've been playing in the Predators and now there's the Crazy Fast, or I've been playing in the X.
yeah,
Now there's the, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and like act like I know all of these different, Adidas soccer cleats, but they give like they call them different things, or like like discontinue like the F series, like, oh yeah, the F-15s are done, but we're gonna bring them back for Messi, and now we're gonna bring them back for the Predators back for Jude Bellingham, but
yeah,
like we also have like the Copa, so like I feel like there's just more variety and more like I don't know, just like more colors. I mean, maybe I sound like a hypocrite here, but more colors where it's like Nike, it's like, okay, like we have like these very set packs where everything's uniform, like they're all black, red, and white, they're all purple, blue, and green, like they're all from different packs.
Mhm.
But like I feel like Adidas or Puma, they'll just be like, oh yeah, like here's like a one off. And I guess Nike does that too. Like there's the purple Phantoms that they just release. Sometimes they'll release like a special Tiempo. But I feel like it's like or like there's the Air Max Vapors that Kylian Mbappe just got, which I mean, to be honest, here, okay, now I'm talking trash. Those shoes are better than anything that anyone else will put out all year,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that's like the same race. Like when Nike has a hit, it's a hit.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep going. I keep
No,
cutting you off.
you're totally right because in the past for me it used to be like, well, hold on, like what is Adidas doing? Like, what's this F series? They've got a ton of different models of it.
Yeah,
They've got like a Crazy Fast or a Nemesis or a Copa. Like there was really
crazy
no,
light.
yeah. So I was like, well, I'm so confused. But now it's like I'm kind of feeling like this with Nike, aside from a Mercurial and kind of a Tiempo is kind of getting there too because I'm like, well, now it's not leather, which is fine, like not a problem. But
Yeah,
then there was this Luna and this Phantom, and now there's not. But they're adding the Luna's soul to the Phantom in this next one that's coming out. It's just like almost like there's like just not a lot of direction. It's just kind of like this a mismatch of everything. Um, and honestly, like it seems like Puma kind of has a path, a direction. We talk about like a direction or like an idea on the pitch a lot. Like what is Arsenal doing or what is Man United
yeah,
doing? Like they have no direction. They're just going out there and playing. It kind of seems like that's Nike right now, but Puma like has a plan. They're like, okay, everything Nike's dropping, let's just pick that up. Like who wouldn't want the ball
yeah.
for the Premier League? Who wouldn't want
Portugal,
Neymar, Beckham's kid? Who wouldn't want to make Portugal's
Portugal national
jerseys?
team.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's interesting. They're not leaving soccer, but they're definitely
yeah,
pulling way back
yeah. Because
from
well,
soccer.
I feel like this is how I feel. I feel like there's a difference between like, for example, like just for me, the Air Max Plus Mercurial that they put out for Kylian Mbappe
Hmm.
is probably going to be my favorite cleat boot, whatever, of the year 2024. They're limited numbers. I doubt I even get a pair. There's
Yeah,
probably going to be less than 1,000. Best case scenario, there's 10,000. So they're going to sell out, and that's a commercial success. But everything else is like, eh, you know. Whereas it's like if you're Puma, and it's like, okay, like we're consistently putting out different stuff, and the price points are a little
yeah,
bit more affordable, and like people that are actually playing football are buying our products consistently,
yeah,
and obviously like the offerings, like I mean when you get past the brand, like the like Puma's not putting out a crappy boot the same way Skechers isn't putting out, like we laugh at Skechers,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like it's not a bad boot, it's just not considered cool. But it's like at the end of the day, like, you do that and then all of a sudden Neymar's wearing it or Jack Grealish is
Yeah,
wearing it or Harry Kane, God forbid, is wearing it. You're like, like if it's good enough for Harry Kane, like
right.
why not? Or like moms and dads buying their kids boots. It's like, well, I mean, I saw Harry Kane wear these and they're $100 cheaper than the Nikes.
Right.
They're good enough for the captain of England. They're good enough for the captain of, Chattanooga High School's football, whatever.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. So, in your opinion, who are the three most popular football clubs in the world?
Clubs?
And then football clubs,
Popular or like best?
popular, not best, just popular.
So I would say Real Madrid probably takes the top spot. And then it would be a toss up between like Barca and Man United for number two. So I'll say since I've already chosen a Spanish, I'll say Man United for number two. And the third, I would most popular. So Real Madrid. So Real Madrid, Man United. Man, in order to, I would say either I'm gonna say Barcelona or Dortmund, just because. Um, yeah, Barcelona or Dortmund. So probably Barcelona,
I
but
I
probably
think it's
Dortmund.
Barcelona. I would say Man U, Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Okay.
Those would be my top three, and I guess
Okay.
Nike is one of those,
Yeah.
and Adidas is the other two. Then okay, now contrast that. Who are the most successful top three clubs in the world right now?
Well, Madrid.
Okay.
Successful currently or like all time?
Currently. Just like, yeah, like in the last 2, 3 seasons.
You so obviously City,
Mm-hmm.
Madrid, and Dortmund. I would say Dortmund. I mean, sorry, not Dortmund, Bayern. Adidas,
Bayern
Puma,
Munich. Okay.
Adidas.
Well, again, yeah, but Puma. Like, how is? I mean, I'm not saying like Pele wore the Puma, but like Puma has relatively had no like real staying power in terms of like big clubs, and now they're associated with Man City.
Neymar.
Dortmund's
Yeah.
never been a joke.
Yeah.
Neymar, Jack Grealish, Mr. Gucci. They're
Right.
signing one of my clubs. Like at the point, like I'll tell you the truth, man. I bought 2 Man City jerseys the other day, and I was like, I don't even feel weird about this anymore. It's like I better get used to buying Puma because next thing I know, they will be signed. Chelsea will be supplied by
Seriously.
Puma. You know, like if Nike's like we're like we're done hedging our bets and like we're gonna like Brighton Hove and we're gonna do like Crystal Palace
Yeah.
in the early 2000s. They're like we're only gonna keep like 5 contracts and they're just gonna be the 5 best clubs that
Yeah.
we can get. So like Barcelona, check. Okay, I don't even know who else. Barcelona. Who else would like Galatasaray's leaving. RB Leipzig. It was Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, really,
Is there
PSG.
any? Oh, and PSG, yeah. So like we'll just keep these 5 clubs and run with it. Like if they were smart, like if this is what they really want to do, just hold on to like those 5 clubs and never let them go. But
Yeah.
I feel like at a certain point, like Barcelona, like I hate to say this because that's your city, that's your club. It's also my club. It's also my city. But Barcelona is down so bad financially,
Yeah.
it would not be it don't let's just say this. I would not be surprised if they signed a deal with Puma worth like a crazy amount of money.
So have you heard
Like
this?
Puma's
Have you
like,
heard the rumors?
oh no, I'm just no, I
So
heard no rumors.
so basically to your point, it's not so Barcelona's I think if not, it's one of the highest paid clubs for shirts. Like they have the most money for a shirt deal from
Yeah.
Nike. They're
Hmm.
upset. Obviously, Barca's just in ruins right now, but they're upset with their Nike deal. So the rumor is that they're ready to bounce, but Nike pays them more than any other club out there. Any other club. I don't know if there are many or any other clubs that get more than Barca get from Nike, and Barca's still saying they're upset. Barca's a mess, but admittedly.
I just Google it, I see the article.
So yeah, to your point, I mean, it's only a matter of time. And we talked about this like with the Super League a couple weeks ago. Like, yeah, we don't love the Super League idea, but this current format that everyone knows and loves, like it can't last forever,
Yeah.
you know?
No,
I
no.
mean, and to your point of the Puma, like I see a clear plan with Puma. They have a king, they have a future, and they have a what's the other one called? I forget what it is,
Like a
but
1.1, 1+1.1 or something like that. I don't know.
they
I
just
honestly have no
have
idea.
they just have ultra, so they have a or ultimate, yeah, ultimate, future, and king. Like, okay, so Kyle Walker, where's the ultras? Obviously Neymar has the futures. I don't know really who runs the kings, but it's just like basically 3 boots, keeping it simple. It's like a speed boot, it's a control boot, and it's like a classic, like kind of exactly what Nike used to do. This is they just I just see them copying everything that we've grown to get to know from Nike. But yeah, I mean, it looks like they're definitely on the up and up. To your point of like Chelsea eventually going to Puma, I was in that position when Arsenal was a Nike club. They went to Puma, but at that point, Puma was wild trash. Like,
No, that yeah, Puma was yeah. Arsenal got Puma when they were making them painted on joints, them joints that you couldn't cake off at the end of the game.
you cut it. You gotta pull and cut.
They got the medic scissors. They're cutting dudes out of their kits. Mesut Ozil got cut out of his shirt.
And I
Yeah, that was
never
the try.
bought one
I
of
remember
those.
that.
I never
No,
bought a
dude, I
Puma.
remember. Yeah, I remember. I remember. I went to London, went to the Puma store to get my dad one for Christmas one year, and I was just looking. I was like, I can't, in good conscience, buy any. I was like, just give me the hoodie.
Yeah.
Just give me the hoodie and a pair of suedes and a size 13, and that's what we're gonna do. Because like these, like I don't even know if like a triple XL fit like a large. I was like, they don't even make them big enough. I shouldn't fat shame my father, but it's like they don't even like first off they were ugly, second off they weren't big enough.
Yeah.
Um,
they're bad. It was just yeah, I don't know. So to your like exactly like I didn't buy a single Puma jersey. Well, I think it was 4 years there with them, maybe more. And but I bought an Arsenal one, Adidas, because I
Yeah,
like Arsenal more. I
same.
mean, I still didn't love it because it wasn't Nike, but yeah, I bought it. So I don't know. I'm kind of worried for the direction Nike's taking right now, especially when you see them pulling out of things that you just grew up watching them do. They've always talked about you already said this, like they want to have a stronghold in like massive cities. So they want to have a couple big London clubs, obviously Paris,
Hmm.
a Barcelona, but they really only care about London, Paris, and it seems Barcelona. But I'm gonna tell you one thing:
Yeah,
nobody in Spain cares about Nike. It's all like Adidas or their own,
yeah,
Catalan brands or Spanish brands. Something.
yeah. I mean, the dude has the national team contract, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess, yeah, we'll see. Maybe, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't, yeah, it's just weird to me. It's just weird. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. This is my last point, and I'll give you last word. What I was going to say is, I feel like in a lot of like these big business situations, like I just think about like, for example, like a football club, like Chelsea, for example. I don't remember the exact number. Let's just say it was bought for, let's say, $3.5 billion. They just spent $1 billion on transfers like over the last 18 months. Like I feel like these big money like systems, they don't really make money the way people think they make money. Like the people that own them have money and spend
yeah,
money and they're worth money, but they don't necessarily make money. So I feel like with like so for example, like Todd Bowley and like Blue Capital Financial and all those people that own Chelsea, like they aren't making money off of Chelsea. But when they sell it, that's when they'll make their
mm,
money. Like they're not like, or like if they make a profit, like the profit they make off of a year will be like maybe $100 million, which I mean, you have to make $100 million a lot of times to break even on
yeah,
something you just spent over $3 billion. So it's like they're not really making money. So I feel like for Nike, you're not making money when you like give these shirt deals.
yeah,
Like you're just like this is an advertisement.
right.
You're just paying like I think slowly like you'll become obsolete. Like oh, you're only on like three shirts in the Premier or in the Champions League. Only three clubs are sponsored by Nike. It's like that leaves the door wide open for Puma. And it's like Puma's also going to lose a ton of money on all of these deals. But in the long run, I feel like it will start to pay off. So like you have to just like you just have to keep burning money to like stay on top. Like it's the same thing. Like when you see Coca-Cola advertising their Pepsi, it's like why does Coca-Cola need to advertise? Everyone knows what Coke is.
Yeah,
Everyone drinks Coke. But it's like, yeah, but the minute they stop shoving Coke ads down your throat is the minute you stop drinking Coke. Like you're only
yeah,
as
that's a
good
good
as your
point.
last commercial.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. I
you
mean, I
have
don't know. I mean,
any
that's a good point because, you hear all of these things where it's like, you know, the question was asked like who's when Messi was with Barcelona, everyone was asked like who sponsors Barcelona, Nike or Adidas? I mean, who sponsors Messi, Nike or Adidas? And like 80% of people thought it was Nike because he was always wearing a
oh,
Nike shirt. And
that's hilarious.
same with Ronaldo, right? He's kind of always been in an Adidas shirt except for his time at Man U. And so it was the same thing like, well, who
Yeah,
sponsors
Juve, Real Madrid.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like obviously you think that there's some sort of cost benefit to that, but is there? I mean, I think that at
Well,
the end of the
what
day, they just want the best players in Nike boots, so they're sticking with. I mean, we've seen them. We've talked about this a ton over the last couple of years. They've been dropping everyone. They only have really Holland, Mbappe. Um,
Vinny Jr.,
I mean, at this point,
Kevin De
I'm
Bruyne.
trying to. I'm struggling at this point. Yeah, Vinny
Yeah.
Jr., Mbappe, Erling Holland. I mean, there's some fringe players like I think Joao Cancelo's great, but he's one of those players. He's going to leave soon. You feel like he's going to need one of the next ones to leave. Kevin De Bruyne, he's great, but at 32 years old, it's going to take that big Sketcher money deal or something. So it used to have Harry
Yeah.
Kane. So they used to did. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is, but it's hopefully they have one.
Yeah, but I think what we said in that last time we talked about this is like, okay, like I don't know what the economy is for football boots.
Yeah,
but I know whatever it is, the market for sportswear is higher, or
Sportswear, yeah, yeah,
sneakers,
exactly.
or all that stuff. So I feel like in part it's like, okay, like if you see all your favorite players playing in Nikes, it's like, okay, maybe I don't even play soccer. Maybe I can't even kick a football. But like I want like I'm gonna go buy a pair of Air Force Ones just because I seen Erling
Yeah,
Haaland wearing Air Force Ones. But now it's like,
before the game,
oh,
yeah.
but now like let's talk like Ivan Toney. Didn't you say he just signed with Skechers?
He's in Skechers.
I can assure you he will not be wearing Skechers in the street, but he'll be wearing like a Mary's now or something, like something that like the person that was in the market to buy, like either I was going to buy a pair of Stan Smiths
Yeah,
or Puma Suedes or Air Force Ones. Now the guy that I look up to is now wearing like $700 sneakers.
yeah,
I guess I'll just get whatever I want, like
yeah.
not Nike
That's a good
because
point.
he's not wearing that. Like I just
Yeah,
feel like it spreads out. It's more than just like what the product is. It's like aligning yourself with other products that they sell, and it's like, oh yeah, well, like yeah, I might want to get this Nike beanie because like I have a Nike Bass or
yeah,
the Nike Premier League ball, but now it's Puma, so it's like, why don't I just get the Puma beanie? Why don't I
yeah,
just get the Puma shorts? Because the ball's Puma now. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they know what they're doing, maybe, but for us, I feel like it sucks to see you know them leave a sport or seem like they're leaving a sport
yeah,
that you care about.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right, because I don't think they're leaving, but when they don't make the ball for the Premier League, it's like they might as well be gone. You know,
Yeah.
but I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on in the future, and we'll see what happens. But I guess the last thing I'll say is, can't remember this anymore. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people were like, let's talk about like business. Like, yeah, I loved seeing the ball every year. I loved fantasizing about buying it. I only bought that ball 3 times, I think, in 20 plus years. I'm not paying
Hmm.
$180 a ball every single year. So, and I bought some
No,
minis for €5 or €10 or whatever here and there. But how much money are they really making off of that? I mean,
no.
remains to be seen. Probably nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, we buy balls every year for my club,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes we buy the Nike ones. Sometimes we buy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I also really like the Adidas Champions League
Yeah.
balls. So sometimes we buy with the stars, and sometimes we buy the Champions League balls too. And we've also bought in the Puma La Liga ball. So like we've gone through all of them. We're
Is that
currently
nice?
using the Puma
Yeah.
ball. I don't like the
Okay.
Puma ball.
Okay.
I only like the Vapor Swift or whatever, like the new Nike ball that has like all the
Yeah.
like the one they used this
Yeah.
season, and like it came out like 3
Yeah.
years ago. I That's my favorite
Yeah. It's
ball,
amazing. Yeah.
and then the Champions League balls are also always solid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe
You
Nike's
know,
gearing up to take this this Champions League away from Adidas. That would be amazing, but I kind of doubt it.
yeah, it could be a pivot, yeah, maybe the strategy is just like pull back a little bit, hold on to the big guys,
Yeah.
let Puma like blow all their money, and then in 2030, like
Pick
we
up.
reignite,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's like as long as they still have like the NBA, as long as they have the NBA contract, like they'll always have street cred. Like everyone likes basketball. Like it's not like they're giving up entirely. Like the minute I see Puma take over like an NBA contract, then I'll be like, okay, you guys are like
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's, I think that
But
the last thing we'll say is that, because you brought up such a good point. Like, I think that in culture, basketball culture probably dominates streetwear more than like any other sport, football, American football,
mhm,
because you see these
yeah,
basketball players, they're kind of always in streetwear, whether it's like Nikes or standard issue. It's rarely like you see every footballer, like soccer player, and they're always in like Dior sneakers or the Prada outfit. Like that's not, I mean, I know it
hmm,
happens in the NBA, but it's more of a streetwear culture than like trying to buy the most
yeah,
expensive, Gucci
the
outfit.
fashion,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
hmm.
yeah. So good point to like. I didn't really think of that, but that's awesome. Okay. Anything else? Oh, this game's
Man, it's
going.
time to go watch Arsenal beat Liverpool
I hope
in the
so.
cup. It's time to go watch the FA Cup,
All right.
third round of the FA Cup. You said you hope so. Okay, let's just real quick. Has Arsenal blew their chance at winning the title?
I think so. I think they keep putting their hopes and dreams on Gabriel Jesus, who he can't score. We've talked to this when he was with City. He's not a striker. He's not a striker.
He's
And he gets hurt a lot. He's got hurt again. He's out again because they say it's not serious, but they're precautionary, like taking him out because he hurt his knee again. By a striker. Arsenal keep doing this, and so they haven't had a good striker since Robin van Persie. You think about it.
over 20 years. No,
No, but
15 years.
yeah, because he went, yeah.
Or 10 years. 20, was it
I
20?
think it was like 2012 when he went to Man United.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. Transfer window's open.
Yeah.
Just real quick before we get to the game, I read a headline before we hopped on. It said Ivan Toney is not leaving,
He's not leaving.
the Bees. Him and his sketches are staying in West London, West London, outside of London, like what West London city limits. Who should you guys be buying in this in the winter transfer window?
Victor Osimhen, but they're not buying anyone. They're going to get a left back and no striker. They're going to lose the league because they don't score enough goals. You're going to get goals scored on you, especially when you can't figure out who your keeper is. Nobody has the confidence because you're afraid that they're going to get dropped if they let some goals in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that we've had this issue in the past with PSG. Just like pick a keeper and roll with it. I guess maybe he has. Maybe it's Eberaya, but they need a striker. They need somebody who can score goals. 20 goals a season, 25 goals a season. They don't have that. They will have that if they buy Victor Osimhen, but they're not going to do that either.
They're not going to do that.
He's going to go to Chelsea.
What about, like, for example, the kid from Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins? Would you take Ollie Watkins?
No. No.
He said no.
No.
Okay.
Listen, Ollie Watkins is really great, and he is an Arsenal fan.
Aston Villa's in second place.
And he can score, and he's doing it in England, but like at the same rate, I look at him almost as like another Nketiah or Jesus in a sense that he's just not none of these guys, the only guys that can get up in the box too though, like and score some headers is the defenders. Gabriel Jesus, Eddie Nketiah, they're like 5'10" in the under. And so Ollie Watkins, which is fine, but like I want a true out and out physically dominating 6'2" striker. That's what I need for Arsenal.
Yeah, all right. Victor Osimhen.
Yes, I wish.
Erling Haaland.
Take that in a heartbeat.
What about like Rasmus Højlund? Would you take him?
No. He scored a goal.
I'm just taking his shots, man. I'm just taking his shots at the other side. No, that was a shot. All disrespect intended. I hate Manchester United so much right now.
Yeah, same.
All right, man. Well, I won't twist the knife anymore. But good luck today in the cup match.
Who's winning?
Everybody, huh?
Who's winning?
Oh, I think. Let me go back and look at who's they both have full strength squads coming out.
Arsenal can win the ones that don't really matter, and to be honest, like I don't care about an FA Cup right now. We had the most in history. Like let's get a Premier League title. So I think
Arsenal's going to win.
Yeah,
Arsenal's going to win. Liverpool's back line is Joe Gomez, Kwanzaa, Ibrahim Konate, and my man Trent. So, I mean, they're definitely not going to win the game with that back line.
No.
Arsenal wins this match. Kai Havertz going to get a brace.
Kai Havertz trying up striker again. I hope that...
I wasn't going to mention it.
Yeah. This is what happens when you don't have a real one and all your boy just gets hurt all the time. So...
Yeah. Well, best of luck, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us today. It's another episode of the Podcast. We will catch you next week. Peace.
Bye.